Before a single human stepped foot into the void, we sent a procession of unwilling pioneers to test the waters. They were strapped into metal tubes, blasted into the vacuum, and left to the mercy of experimental engineering. This is the exact, terrifying fate of the animals who gave their lives to open the cosmos. The first living creature to orbit the Earth was intentionally sent on a suicide mission with a poison bowl of food she never got to eat. In 1957, a stray dog named Laika was plucked from the streets of Moscow and loaded into Sputnik 2. Soviet scientists knew they lacked the technology to bring her back. The official story claimed she lived for a week before peacefully eating a euthanizing ration. The reality was much darker. A thermal control failure turned her capsule into an oven shortly after launch. Telemetry showed her heart rate spiking to 3 times its normal pace. Within 5 hours, Laika died from panic and extreme heat, trapped in a tiny metal coffin that orbited Earth 2,000 times before incinerating. The first monkey to reach space survived the freezing vacuum, only to be killed by a simple piece of fabric. In 1949, Albert II, a rhesus macaque, was strapped into the nose cone of a repurposed V-2 rocket. He was anesthetized, wired with sensors, and blasted 83 miles into the sky. He crossed the boundary of space, making him a true astronaut, but the stars didn't kill him. During descent, his capsule's parachute failed to deploy. Albert II plummeted from the stratosphere and slammed into the New Mexico desert at catastrophic speed. A crater marked the end of his journey. How many more would die just trying to come home? A pioneer of the cosmos survived a brutal launch and a terrifying re-entry, only to drown in the dark waters of the Atlantic. Gordo was a squirrel monkey chosen by the military in 1958 for a suborbital flight. He endured 8 minutes of weightlessness and a crushing re-entry force of 10,000 pounds of pressure. His capsule splashed down perfectly off the coast of Florida. But a mechanical flaw caused the flotation mechanism to fail. Recovery ships arrived within minutes. But Gordo and his metal pod had already sunk to the bottom of the ocean. He was never found, swallowed by the sea, after surviving the stars. The only cat to ever survive a trip to space was rewarded with a lethal injection just 2 months after landing. In 1963, French scientists launched a stray tuxedo cat named Félicette nearly 100 miles above the Earth. Electrodes had been surgically implanted into her skull to monitor neurological activity. She experienced 5 minutes of weightlessness before safely parachuting back down. She returned a hero, but her survival was a scientific inconvenience. Researchers wanted to see exactly how microgravity affected her brain tissue. To get their answers, they euthanized Félicette. She conquered the deadly vacuum of space, only to be quietly killed in a laboratory. The cosmos were conquered on the backs of strays and test subjects who never understood where they were going or why they couldn't come back. Which of these animal pioneers do you think suffered the most unfair fate? Tell me your thoughts in the comments.